Hello YouTube, my name's Tim Brooks. Thank you for checking out the channel Brooks Lawn Care. So I'm going to rant. I don't really have anything written down. I've got a couple things I do want to show you, a couple things I do want to talk about, but hopefully I get them in. I didn't write this down. I'm not going through a set list of things. And you know what? I need to just get this video out there so that way I can, get the groove of things. Because I've already pressed record, pause, stop, record 18 different times now. I'm just going to talk. And hopefully you'll want to listen and subscribe and join the Brooks Lawn Care community. Alright, well, I've been doing lawn care for about 5 years. I've slacked off the last 2 years pretty heavily. That's why I'm doing this lawn care channel. That way I can make sure that I stick with it, get yards, and stop working a goddamn second job. Because I'm sick of it. I want to make my own money, do my own thing, have my own business, because that's why I'm in this. To have a business, all that good stuff. Well, I've been doing lawn care for 5 years, like I said. Got about 24 yards. A lot of them are 2-weekers. They pay the bills during lawn care season, but then when lawn care season is over, back to working a second job, and I can't stand that. I want to be able to have some vacation months instead, rather than be working, detailing cars, because that's what I'm doing currently. Now, lawn care it can be nice. I enjoy lawn care when I'm doing it. It's lovely. You're out in the sun. It's a good job. It's fun stuff. But there are some miserable times. Like I thought about going to school for something else this year because I enjoy learning about stuff, and thought about going to school for something. But you know what? I've already built this. I've got plenty of equipment. I will be going through a setup video soon because I did one 2 years ago, but I didn't really show you this stuff. I kind of just walked into my carport, pointed the camera at it there and there. So there will be higher production value to these videos. This video, I'm just kind of ranting, getting it out there so I can get into the groove of making videos, getting stuff made, rather than just saying I'm going to do it, not going to do it. Alright, so there's a lot of talking about, rambling about me just, Alright, so here's some experiences of mine. You need to be focused on... You need to be focused. Alright? Because when I started doing lawn care, there was family members that I would give deals to. There are people that I would say, just pay me whenever. You need to have a strict set of guidelines. You need to know what your price per hour is. You need to be professional with it. You don't want to be some lawn care loser. You want to be a business master. That's why this year, raising prices on all of my clients, making sure that they are paying the right amount that I need to ensure that I will be making profit. Because let me just tell you guys a little story. A few years ago, or 4 years ago, I was only doing lawns for 1 year, and then I had a push mower. I push mowed all my lawns, and then I got this 7-acre yard, and I actually push mowed it. I didn't push mow, it was a self-propelled Honda. It took me a long time to do, but I did it. And they had another mower, and I was in the process of actually filling out a loan to get a zero-turn mower. That's why I took on the yard in the first place. I did not plan on self-propelled push mowing that 7-acre yard every week. I knew I was getting a zero-turn. That's why I did it. But it was miserable. I've done plenty of huge yards with push mowers. Done my time. I was done with that. So I was getting ready to go buy my first zero-turn mower. It was a Toro Time Cutter, 50-inch, goes 7 miles an hour. It's a pretty good mower. I liked it. It was good. I've upgraded since then. Got a Cub Cadet Pro Z 100 series. Lot better. So I made a deal with this guy that I would mow his, because he was getting old, and he had a zero-turn mower in his barn out in the back, and I saw it, and I was like, hey, I know that you're old and you've got a lot of medical bills, and you don't want to pay this huge amount to get this 7-acre yard cut every week. So if you work out a deal with me, however mows it should take, which I only charged him $70, which is cheap, so cheap. Do not mow a 7-acre yard for $70. It's not worth it. I was miserable doing it, and I knew I wasn't making any money. I was breaking even, maybe make a little bit, but honestly, the wear and tear on your equipment, not worth it, which you can see from this picture right here. Now that picture is, I was mowing this with my new, brand spanking new zero-turn mower, my Toro Time Cutter. Loved it. I'm going down, I'm mowing this 7-acre field, which it's got some bumpy patches because there's a farm right next door to it, and people would drive their combine tractors through the yard sometimes to get to their field, and they would allow the farmers next door to do that. So that way they wouldn't have to go through the ditch in front of their field. And so I'm going down this hill, and I ramp, and I hit a huge dirt mound, and my deck just pushed to the back of my mower, and then I ramped over the deck, and I flew into the air. And I probably spent about 2 hours trying to fix this Toro Time Cutter. It's like 100 degrees. I don't have the proper equipment because I haven't been doing it long. I'm not prepared for these types of situations. So that was really miserable. I should have evaluated the conditions of this lawn in the first place, and honestly charged more because of the terrain that I was working on, and I shouldn't have been driving so fast. That's just stuff that you learn when you're doing your lawn care stuff. And well, so I got this junk mower, which you can see here, piece of junk. First time I got it, we checked it out. I dropped it off at the guy who works for me so he can look at it, and he said, yeah, this thing's no good. They've been running it without oil. It turns out where the oil goes into, there's a crack into the which held the oil. I don't know too much about engines. I just do the lawn care stuff. I'm trying to learn more as I go. Something that this series will help me do is learn more about everything. That way I can save money myself. I can start working on some of these things, such as, clean out the carburetor on your weed eaters, or whatever. Well, it turns out it was no good. So I was like, you know what, the engine's not bad, so it's still a good deal. So I'll still do it. I'll just do it for 1 year. And I talked with him. I said, hey, my guy, check this out. He said this engine's not very good. So he understood that. He knew it wasn't very good. It's been sitting in a barn for who knows how long. But it was a big, nice mower. It seemed like, hey, this is going to pay off, because I just had 1 zero turn. And I thought, hey, if I can add 2, I'd be in business. So I kept it for a while. I thought about it, and the more I looked at it, I got my new mower by the time that I even thought about putting $1,800 into buying a new motor for it. And the belts were bad. The deck was rusty. The seats had cuts in them, and I just realized this is not worth it. What am I doing? I need to evaluate every single decision that I make, every single dollar amount that I can possibly find out what it is, and weigh it against, and it's not, you probably shouldn't be doing deals with your people like for their lawn care equipment. Stick to mowing people's yards for their money. And that was just a mistake on my part. I screwed that all up, and all I'm saying to you guys is make sure that you just outweigh every single option you have. Think about every single decision you make, and always make sure you are making money. Always. If not, what are you even doing? What are you even doing? But, you run into all sorts of situations like that. Early on in lawn care, I hear a great thing to do is pass out flyers. So I'm going around town. I'm on my bicycle. I got my little pouch with I roll up them, put a little blue or red or yellow rubber band on them, whatever for the price. I look at the yard. I'll say, oh, that looks like it'd be this amount. So I pass it on the doorstep, which I realize is probably not a good way to really price them, because you can't really price yards at a glance like that. So I'll make a new video on my lawn care flyers for this year, because I will be making videos on everything. You just wait. But I'm passing out flyers, and I'm putting them on every house in the town I live in. And I go home, I'm in my carport, and I see this truck pull up, and this guy pulls out, and he's like, you put some flyers on my customer's yard for $15, which was way too low. I mean, I was starting out, though. I didn't know what I was doing. I just needed, I needed some experience to get going. But $15 is cheap. I won't do a yard for less than $25 now. It's no money in it. You just gotta stop, you gotta get your equipment off. $25 is the minimum, I'd say. I mean, unless you're just starting out, $20 for some smaller, easy yards, it's understandable. But he comes out and he threatens to kick my ASS because I was putting a flyer on a door for one of his customers' yards for $15. And the funny thing is, I actually did get another one. Here's his house on the block. I was putting flyers on all of them. and I think the one that he was yelling at, because I put the $15 one, is somewhere over here, and so then I do get a yard, but it's right next door to him on the other side. So that resulted in some disputes, because I showed up to mow, and then I saw his truck in the backyard. I'm like, well, I might have some problems with this. We've had our disputes many times. Here, I'll show you this video right here.
Take the fucking picture, you no good.
So he was disputing with me. So when I showed up to mow, I've mowed it before a couple times, and he'd give me grief about whatever. He'd say, "You're getting grass on my house," or some random crap that it wasn't true. And so this time, he decides to park his equipment outside the front in the street in front of the house that I have to mow, where I usually park my equipment, my truck and trailer. So he blocks where I have to park, so I have to park in the back alley. And then he parks his minivan to where right on the crack of the grass, where I won't be able to just get that small amount. So I don't want to do anything drastic. I'm not going to fight the guy. I'm not even going to ask him to move his equipment. I'm just going to do the best I can with what I've got. But I want to just have a video documentation of this, just in case anything else happens, because you never know how crazy people are. And we've had many fights. It's funny, actually, after he said that, his dog came running out of the house barking. And he was like, "Don't kick my dog, don't kick my dog." But I would never kick anyone's dog. So I just said, "Nah, man, I'm not going to kick your dog. We're just kind of having our conversation about this." But, that's just one example of the craziness that goes on in the lawn care business, because you have to go to people's houses. You got to, deal with them at their personal places. So there's all kinds of crazy stuff, and hopefully we will catch some more crazy stuff in the future, and I'll take you with me. So I don't have much to say besides stay tuned, subscribe if you'd like, and I'm excited to start this channel. I'm excited to actually discuss things, discuss everything. I'm going to show you my progression. I'm not just going to show you a couple lawns that I'm mowing and blah blah blue. I'm going to show you when the start of this season comes. I'm going to call all of my customers. I'm going to see who's still with me. I'm going to count them up. I'm going to show you how many I start with at the beginning of the season. I'm going to show you all of my marketing tactics, all of the flyers I pass out, how they look, my Facebook posts, what they're like, and what I'm trying to do with them. And then I'm going to show you each week how many customers I gain, how much I charge them, everything. And I'm going to take you guys along with me. And if you're not a lawn care person, you're just a person who's wanting to expand into business, still watch my videos. Plenty of useful information, hopefully, because I plan on expanding into other areas. I've been doing lawn care for 5 years, and I don't hate it, but I don't like it. I do not enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it. I'd rather be doing other stuff. We're expanding into different areas, having fun doing other things, just building up whatever. I'm gonna be a businessman. So stay tuned, everybody. See you later.